Alright guys, real quick, I'm going to show you how to install this engine mount insert here. It's a little bushing that's sold separately. First, you're going to need to get the engine supported with a floor jack and a block of wood. Jack up on the oil pan and get the weight off the engine mount. Next, you want to get a little pry bar and channel locks to bend this around and fit on the bracket there for the mount. I have an impact, and as well as a deep 18 and a deep 15 and a 3/8 extension. First thing I'm going to do here is pull the degas bottle up. It's held in with a notch here and a notch in the back. Pull straight up. Next, go ahead and dislocate your hose here from the provisions. That'll give you slack to move this aside. Okay, get that over here. Next, I'm going to give the jack a little more pressure there, just preemptively. Take these bolts and these nuts out. If these studs come out with the nuts, just separate them on a vise and run the studs down first with the inverted Torx head right there with a socket. Set those aside, get the nuts off. Okay, looks like my nuts came off separately from the studs, which is good. Like I said, if your studs come off with the nuts, just separate the two and run the studs down first. If these aren't flush right here, then there's a risk that the vibrations could pull the threads out of the block and the engine will fall down, so be careful there. Okay, that's out. Marked a little index on the mount there and on the bracket to make sure I get it lined up correctly when I put the new one on. Got the mount here in a vise like this. I'm going with the pry bar, just go ahead and unfold the bushing retainers right here. Just pry them outwards. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to get it out. I have to go a little more on this one here. I went ahead and just kind of used the pry bar to push it out like that. Okay, got that one in the same orientation. Go ahead and slide it in. Okay, I've got that pushed all the way in. Now I'm going to hammer these down here, or bend them. Just make them bend down flush here. I'm folding this back one down first here, so that otherwise, when I pull this one up, it'll push it outwards, the whole thing. So we'll get this one first here. All right, guys, I utilized a sledgehammer, just kind of hammered it like that. Kind of went at that rotation. Now it's on there perfectly. Kind of do the same thing here, try to get this knocked up and bend it around here. Kind of got it started here with the channel locks. Okay, those are some really handy pliers. So at this point, should be able to just form it the rest of the way with a sledgehammer, like I did on the forward one here. Okay, looks good to me. Now's a good opportunity to clean this area up if you choose to, but I'm busy right now. Okay, I'm on lunch. This is my own car. Slide it up on the studs here, drop it down. If you notice, the new mount is going to have it's going to be situated where the engine's going to be a little higher because the old ones wore out. So you'll need to pump it up a little bit. Right until that's flush there. Right in the middle of the camera. There we go. As you can see, this isn't lined up, so you're going to need to pull it back, use both your hands, and get the bolts started. Okay, I've got those hands started. I had to grab the back of the engine with one hand, just muscle it forward, and start the bolts with my hand. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get these nuts started. Always use hand tools when you tighten these nuts here on the mount. Never use air tools or power tools on that. Okay, next go ahead and tighten the bolts down there. If you have movement right here where this isn't flush on the frame rail, the bottom, then you want to lower the jack down a little bit, as you may crush something if you tighten it down and it's not flush on the frame rail. So mine's flush. and there's no movement, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten the bolts down. That's it. Get this back in. Remove your jack, and you are finished. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and thank you for watching once again.